All right. Hello and welcome back, friends, family, and frenemies. We are live once again with another stream. The ship has effectively come out of hyperspace warp, and our reactor is firmly locked in recharge mode. So it's time to get back to the stream. I apologize for any and all strange adjustments that might have to happen. I've done quite a bit of work in the background, as you can see. Hey, Underworld, trying to fix up a few things and get it all ready, and it's not perfect, but it's getting there. We're like 90% there, so it's ready to come out. So welcome to the rebrand. So, hey, Navra and Eve, how's it going? We'll deal with it. Oh, it's a hectic day for me too, because trying to get everything sorted out and worked out. There's a lot of moving parts to this, but I got it. I think I've got it. Good. Hey, Yelga, how's it going? So yeah, it's been an hectic day for me, so I apologize for a little bit of the lateness. I thought I got everything ready on time. I was just a little bit beyond. Before you get with news, you gotta see this. Oh boy, what are we looking at? Oh, very nice. Mind if I show this off, Underworld? Because I'm gonna be flipping over here in a minute anyways, so. But yeah, so that's a very nice pic. I like how that looks. Let me actually go in, since we've got a half a tick. I'll readjust this, that way I can do that, because it seems like I'm a bit lower this time around. There we go. That's a little bit better. Doesn't take everything out. So we'll just do without the chair today. I'll have to readjust brightness settings and stuff later. All right. So yeah, if you don't mind, I'll probably show off that pic, Underworld, when we flip over. I got a couple things to share, and then we'll be getting into the game. Couple of interesting things, though. Speaking of the game, last time we hit the Guristas event stuff, and right after the news, lost the Abyssal Punisher, T0 Abyssal. It actually held up pretty good, but it just didn't have the DPS to cover it. All right, cool. I'll show it off then. It held up pretty good, and I was pretty happy with it. But it didn't. I mean, that very final rat, that final mob, it really just kind of got eaten. So we tried to coerce her. It had the DPS to take care of the waves, but it did not have the tank. I'll probably go back, try to adjust it some more. I might even switch to a different ship. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to go at with that. But we'll see what kind of skills and things we can go with. And we'll also, of course, double check our skills, see what's going on. Yeah. And just kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and switch over. We'll get to the news and get to the game. See what else we can do. Yeah, transitions. I like these things. So yeah, this is Underworld's laptop setup. It's a little dark. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Triple monitor setup. Got one monitor here. the main laptop monitor, and then monitor 2. I'll zoom it out a little bit. Because that looks, that looks really, really sweet. Like, I didn't know that we could get devices like that, and honestly, that really just kind of makes your workstation just kind of pop out, right? That's some really good stuff. But all right, I will get on probably the most important piece of the news. Videos and movies will have it. Oh yeah, it is so useful to have multiple monitors open with Eve Online. Like, it's, because just Eve by itself is difficult to play. Like, without some other form of just the way it goes. Like, you need something else in the background a lot of times. So our friends over at the Brave News Network Print Edition, first of all, have a giveaway for those of you in Brave who might be watching. Alt tabbing, yeah. You can get some obscenely fit, meme decked out Atron. True to Brave right there. Just an Atron worth about roughly 200 mil, if not a little bit more, in ISK. That's insane, Yelga. Yep. Be sure to enter the giveaway. Yeah, and that link should be good for everybody. Everybody should be able to see it. So yeah, anybody that wants to give it a shot, give it a shot. And good luck to those of you that are entering, giving it a shot. Giving it a shot. Giving it a try. So we'll go ahead. Let's see here. Oh, and before I forget, Brave News Network Print Edition is brought to you by Yelgub Exela, our very own reverse Alex Bagley. This particular edition is sponsored by Biscuit Industries. Get your biscuits from Biscuit Industries. The only place to get biscuits. I'm kidding. They do really good work. They do a lot of good hauling for Eve, or for Brave. High sec, I think, and null sec as well. I'm gonna get beat up by Skip Tech one of these days. He's just gonna. They're just gonna come, like, just. I'm gonna lose everything. I'm sure of it. But no, if you need anything hauled in Brave Null, to or from Brave Null, they're the guys to go to for sure. They're really good. This particular edition launched on April 9th, and for us, that's only 2 days out. So we're on top of the world today with some news stuffs. We've got our first order of business is the. Let me make sure I've expanded this properly. I'm still getting used to this format myself. Let's see here. BNN exclusive breaking news. Disgruntled spoopy director steals billions in assets. Early reports suggest it's at least 100 billion stolen. So I guess we're officially opening a spoopy newbies retirement fund at the moment. As a result of that, that's a heck of a number. No, I'm kidding. Spoopy Newbies has faced yet another setback today, just a month after being evicted from their longtime home of Kappa. On Monday, Spoopy announced internally that it had found a new hole and would be evicting its current residents through the course of the week. While shield and armor bashes were carried out uncontested, hole control was lost before the final hull timers, allowing the target corporation to bring in reinforcements. Now outnumbered, Spoopy fought on, but it soon became clear that they would not be able to win. Although defeated, the spoopsters moved on from the loss and began an evacuation from the hole. However, the largest hit to the corp this week would come from inside. Siratala Asane, I hope I said that name right, known to many as just as Siri, has been a trusted member and later a director of Spoopy Newbies. Always willing to help out, he had become a valued part of the corporation. However, sometime within the past few months, Siri decided that he was going to use his position of power within Spoopy for personal gain, driven by something, either being disillusioned or just his desire for Isk outweighing care for his corp mates. Siratala ruthlessly raided the corp wallet, its assets, and even stole items from his fellow spoopsters. Those who saw Siri as a trusted friend, taking advantage of the inherent chaos involved in an evacuation, an estimate of over 100 billion, quoted, was stolen from Spoopy's coffers, never to be seen again. Although this is yet another gut punch for Spoopy, the Corp has already pledged to rebuild and create a stronger, better equipped group for all the secret sex parties and other activities that go on in W space, J space, Anoikis. I don't even know if I could actually say that on stream. I guess we'll find out when I get canceled. That being said, speaking of that, Yelga, did you sign on and get my Eve mail? Just let me know if you did or not, because I sent you one so you could get access to the thing that I sent you. And if you did, great. If not, check your Eve mail. Links in the description in your Eve mail below. Not on stream. Not yet. Okay. Well, it's there when you're ready. And anybody else in Spoopy actually has access to that, so you can send it to anybody else that's asking. And I'll check it. I'll check things again when I get done here, as well. In this one, the next article is The Hunt Begins. As we discussed on Thursday, New Eden's annual Easter event, the Guristas Hunt, is in full swing, with events for explorers, crabbers, and even PvP players. Be sure to get involved. Starting out with event exploration sites located throughout high, low, null, and W space. Anoikis. These consist of 2 rooms, one of which is locked behind an acceleration gate and requires a key to continue. The first 4 cans in front of the gate can be hacked and drop a few mil of loot, while the cans behind the acceleration gate contain the better quality loot. So make sure you get your stuffs. Moving on to the PvE sites, the Guristas Hunt outpost sites are spawning all over New Eden, which can drop standard event overseers effects, along with a small chance of C3 TAC A and C3 TAC X ballistic control systems dropping. Alongside the Hunt outpost, a new, more challenging Huntmaster outpost combat site designed for capital ships spawns in Caldari, Losec, and Venal. Finally, for PvP players, capsules have a chance of dropping implants. This is both a positive and negative for capsuleers, as it can yield lucrative implants, but also cause enemies to be more likely to pod you after a fight. Look alive, K-Spacers. Now you guys get to get sent back to home station, not just us in wormhole space. So yeah, like I had said previously, like, this is a pretty good event. I always enjoy the events where strange things can happen. You know, loot tables are upset. You know, potting yields at least some level of implant replenishment. While it does temporarily upset those sides of manufacturing, those balances a little bit, it's not going to be enough to really hurt the game. And in fact, it just kind of adds that extra layer of spice on the game. So it's good to see that. It's good to see that being utilized and implemented in full swing. And we'll actually we'll do some more PvE sites tonight, because they are pretty lucrative, and I'd like to get down exactly what kind of a ship an alpha player might need in the event of using a site like this, or utilizing a site like this, and getting a hold of some of those rewards. Of course, you can do the data sites, and that can be done by literally anybody. But it's the combat sites that's the most, that can be the most interesting. Also, welcome back, Underworld. Excuse me. My wife convinced me to get some Dominoes earlier. I think it's talking back. So So that's it for the Brave News Network print edition. Make sure that if you want to advertise or support in any way, you DM Yelgub Exela, our very own reverse Alex Bagley. Yeah, these are the combat sites. It's the same ones that we were doing last night. I think you might have had to. I think you might have left a little early before I actually jumped into one. But I've got to redo it a little bit, and I'll double check my skills and see what I actually can do. Because there's it's got restrictions for what you can go in with. Brave News Network's print edition is written and edited by Yelgub Exela. For videos and more, visit the BNN's YouTube channel, run by Isaac Cregan. And we don't get any cool graphics this time because I didn't get the PDF from Yelga. So, anything under a cruiser, yeah. All right, so we've got the patch notes. They dropped a few extra patches. I don't think it was... No, I guess they didn't drop anything new. I thought they did. Because this is the same stuff that we saw on the... just the other day, if I'm not mistaken. Because it was... yeah. It was that day, so... Nothing new. I will check those messages out in a little bit. Okay. The only other point of interest is the EVE Online article that Hilmar just released earlier today. Blockchain and EVE Online. There have been a lot of speculation around blockchain technology, NFTs, and cryptocurrency, and what that means for the future of EVE Online. So I wanted to address it. At CCP, our mission is to have the EVE universe outlive us all, EVE forever. One huge part of this is exploring new technologies and new possibilities, something EVE players know that I'm always fascinated by. This philosophy is rooted in EVE Online's inception, where we created EVE. It was seen as too radical and ambitious, yet here we are, about to celebrate EVE's 19th anniversary. I'm really interested to see what happens on their 20th. 20th is a big milestone, so... many of us at CCP have been following the new frontier that has been developing around blockchains and cryptocurrencies for the past few years. We've read your feedback, and we also see what you see. Blockchain tech has both a lot of untapped potential and a lot of work needed before being ready for EVE scale games. On that note, we have no plans to add blockchain technology into EVE Online's global server Tranquility for the foreseeable future. For the coming years, development for Tranquility will focus on building exciting new opportunities on top of the robust foundation that has been laid over the past 2 decades. Oh, good. I hope that means they'll fix crabbing finally. Make it fun. Yeah, it'll get them removed from Steam. I think you're right. Let's see, I lost my place. While we remain intrigued by the technology, for us, NFT stands for not for tranquility. Come on, guys. I'll give it to you because it's cheesy. It's corny. Fine. You win. Overall, the EVE IP will continue to push the boundaries of digital economies and virtual worlds, and we will continue to explore that outside of TQ. FanFest is a month out, and personally, I'm very excited. It's been 2.5 years since our last in-person meet in London during the EVE World Tour. I look forward to seeing many of you in the flesh again and to talk about EVE and our future. CCP Helmar. Cool. I would have to say, I think that their move on this is actually pretty good. And I agree with Yelga. The big thing right now is that Steam is against... Was that an actual activity? Oh, yeah. Fresro, sorry I didn't see that earlier. Thank you for the follow. My UI is still a little wonky, so thank you in advance. Belated thank you for the follow. Hopefully they're still here. No NFTs. Like I was gonna say though, I'm not I'm not overly opposed to it. Maybe in a game sense, like it doesn't really belong in our games. Um, but just looking at the whole crypto and NFT and that kind of scene, um, once it matures, it will be something to actually be able to do like something with. But right now, it's not in a state where it belongs in games and in media and things like that. It's just kind of this weird Wild West cash grab. It's like people are getting gold. They don't know how to properly. Oops. They don't know how to properly, weigh it or value it or you know. That's kind of how it looks like to me. Um, so until they actually understand it better, until it gets more backing, more coding, more things behind it that make it more robust, make it solid, um, it doesn't have a place where people are trying to put it. Um, it's kind of like the metaverse, right? Like they want the metaverse to be this big thing, but it's not there yet. Nobody has figured out how to link those pieces together. It's going to take time. So, don't make it bigger than what it's ready to be. So, whole point of NFT is original artist gets a portion each time. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, and that's true too. It's also got to be. I guess that's part of it too. It's got to be minted on the blockchain. Otherwise, you can't trace it back. But it's like you're not minting the actual product. You're minting a code that says where that product's at on a website. At least right now, or something to that effect. So, at least that's the way it was when I looked at it. Like, looked into it on some small part. That was my understanding. And granted, I didn't like look super deep. Pilots or CCP. That's a good point. Um, Who would mint it? Well, I mean, let's say they utilized Tranquility as the backbone. I would guess that they would mint it onto the Tranquility. Yeah, it would have to be CCP. And then CCP would probably sell it to pilots, so that way they'd get a cut, and then pilots could essentially resell it or do whatever it is that I guess that they were going to do with that. Beyond the minting part of it, I don't know where it goes from there, because like you can't do anything, you can't add or iterate on it. You can only go back and resell it. It's like um, it's like when you're selling the little avatars on a couple of those sites with Ethereum, right? You don't make it, you just buy it and then you flip it, just like you would like any other property. So that's why I'm not sure how that would work in like a game sense, because at that point the developer gets all the money and you just get this picture. You've spent X amount of bitcoins for, or Ethereum for what, right? Like, I don't know. So I guess be that as it may. Yeah, so on the note of the Brave or the Brave News Network's article on the spoopy losses, the ship skin. Yeah. Okay, any amount of code, yeah. Well, yeah, I was using the picture as kind of an example. Because it's the only example I really know. So, but yeah, any code, it could be like a wave or a any kind of a GIF or a music file or PDF or literally any code. You're right. So anything that can be codified and dropped on the blockchain, essentially. But the blockchain can only store so much, so it gets weird. or at least to me right now it does. But yeah, on the note of the BNN article concerning Siri, we do hope them the best wherever they decide to go in the future. I don't know what compelled them to do that, but I mean, this is Eve. You know, Eve is rife with people who, just like real life, they're looking out for number one, first and foremost. You know, you gotta watch out for yourself before you watch out for others, and I get that. And it, of course, it's just a game; it's not real life in this case. So, at least what was lost by Spoopy, while it did sting as a collective, at least it wasn't like people's actual livelihoods. I guess. I guess that's the comfort we can take from this. Although it does give us goals for the future. You know, it's always good to have friends and enemies in EVE Online. Some goal to strive for. So we'll have fun with that in the future. Good luck, Siri. Good luck. We'll see you again. Just maybe not in the way you want to see us. All right, I'll flip this over to the game. Backstabbers and collaborators, spies. Yeah, spies are still a thing, and they have always been a thing. So, definitely a decent burn, for sure. I mean, they got away with quite a bit, so at least burning themselves their spy alt, you know, that was kind of a good move. They got away with quite a bit there. All right. Squeeze this over here. Wonder why it didn't. Being brave, if I can catch. Yeah, it's true. Failure does give you the chance, and you know, failure is meant to be a teaching tool. It's not really meant to be like, oh, that's it, we're done, this is the end. It's meant to show you what needs to be corrected for the future. Because I mean, all failure is showing you that you have a lesson to learn. Here's your lesson. Here's where you need to learn from it. Fix it. Next time you do it better. You make sure you know you've adjusted that. So failures aren't necessarily a bad thing. They're just they're only bad if you take them bad. Like, don't dwell on them, right? Just learn from it and do your best to move on from it or move forward from it. I used to hate the word moving forward or the phrase moving forward. Back when I worked call center, I couldn't stand it. Like, they kept saying, all right, so we're gonna do this moving forward, and I was like, no, don't use that. That's triggering. Don't do it. But like in the case of like failures and stuff, it is sometimes good to use that. You know, you move forward. You don't stay in one spot. You don't linger on the failure. You don't, you know, try your best to do that. Not all for failures lesson. If you fail to look both ways. That's true. That's also very true. If you fail to look both ways crossing the street and get hit, not all failures are well, yeah. I mean, not everything, but they're. It's more like, I mean, because you can only control your own actions, right? So if your own actions bring about, I guess bring about those failures, then you know how to kind of backpedal and readjust for the next time, kind of deal. That's what made sense to me, at least, when I was kind of looking through. Markers are. Do I have unused skill points? Oh yeah, okay. I'll just drop them here then. There we go. But I agree. Some are literally just kind of deadly. Some failures are permanent. And that's fair. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of the end, right? So that's kind of how that goes. Oh wow, my chat box is a lot lower than I thought it was. There we go. I set a picture in here previously to try to adjust appropriately, but that's all right. And then I'll just move my inventory down there later. Yeah, some failures do end in death. There's one other thing I wanted to check on. I like that idea. All right, so getting into... Sorry, I was reading something that was... it's a bit more OPSEC, so I can't really say it here, but I'm helping on the side. I'm also trying to help Spoopy find what they need in order to succeed as well. So for those of you interested, you can, Spoopy's actually a wonderful place, and being evicted recently means there's a lot of room for growth and learning. This, if you've never done wormholes before, if you've never done any of that kind of stuff, Spoopy's looking to reestablish. So good chance to learn. Okay, well, so what happened last time as we got stuck? I've got a little bit of ISK I can throw around on this. Let's get into the fitting screen. Now, I think the DPS was good if I'm gonna stay with this. Muting. Excuse me. My repping was okay up to a certain point. You tell us we won't say anything. Yeah, but I post my VODs Underworld, and then it'd be my luck that Hard Knocks or Goons or Wolfie Spies or Wolfie Alts or Horde Crabbers, which all of you, by the way, send me content. Like, email me. eclipse.frontiers@gmail.com. Boom, gotcha. No, I do post my VODs, so I don't really want... It's still kind of somewhat current information. I can talk about it later, though, once it's not as current. But, yeah. So, more news on that, and we'll probably actually hear it from the BNN print edition before you hear it from me. So, oh, this isn't up high enough. I can't see that. There we go. So we need to figure out where we're going to be, where we're going to need to do. Let's see here, we don't need the locus coordinator. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to simulation. What was added to hold? Oh, the acceleration gate key. Okay. Okay. That was close. Let's see here. Our biggest problem was the EHP. I've got an idea. We will take the coercer and we'll actually set it back to the wayside. Take the T0. So part of our issue was the ability to hold. First of all, we didn't have the DPS, and we didn't have the tank. Well, we had the DPS up to the very, very end. These are energy beams, so it's gonna be the same thing. Yeah, I'm building a hunt boat. I'm trying a slightly different model, or a slightly different version of the one that I originally had. Gosh, that really just kills it, doesn't it? Okay, so the Ox Nano Pump. Do a slicer? Can an alpha fly a slicer, though? I guess I could. So just do an Imperial Navy slicer? No, I suppose I could give one a shot. Energy turret, optimal range, and damage. Probably want to do armor reps. If I had to guess. We'll do damage control 2s. Let's see how much. Yeah, they do get the turret bonus. They get optimal range and damage, and that's that means that we can focus more on defense. I always skip out on like the Navy ships because it's really just not something that I think about. I'm not sure really why, but dual lights would do probably do either one. Oh, it's only got two weapon slots. Okay, well let's see what the damage output is. Gleam. I'd probably want to go con flag. So we'd actually want to do oops, wrong thing. We'd want to do pulse. Because that would actually give us a better no, it gives us about the same, shorter range, so fly Navy all day. Faction turrets? Ugh. Guess I could do probably want to do Gatlings then. Yeah, that's not too bad. And the charges could just be like multi-frequency. I mean, that's still a little bit lower than I'd want it to. Well, no. Okay, so they can do Conflag and Scorch. Okay. That's good. Drop some con flag. Drop some scores. How far does that go out? Okay. That'll kind of help that out. And then we'll also drop in... I'll actually drop in the faction multi-frequency, because that's going to be a little bit better. Okay. And then we still need to get some tank on this thing. It's got that third slot too. It's depleting pretty quick. Oh, that's why. Okay. We'll probably do small cap battery 2s. Yeah, that brings it up a little bit better. We'll use an afterburner. Let's do the compact. Yeah. That way we can still kind of hop around, because they're going to be using the scrams, and that actually shuts out micro warp drives. So. Okay, and we can just put on some... These are layered. Can't do a 400. Could do a 200, but it actually might be better to do try the energized. Let's see. I don't know. That seems like it's the same, roughly the same as the Punisher. It is. It's going to be faster. And what was our tracking? Our tracking was pretty high. And then let's do... What is it? The nanobot, I think, does... And then an aux nano pump will actually repair more. I'd probably want to do something with the energy. So that's not too bad. Gives a little bit more DPS. I'd worry that it still wouldn't be able to survive the ship in question. But it's not a bad build, per se. Oh, gosh. I am in... I'm actually in Amar, so... Slightly bricked Dead Space small armor reppers. um... I wouldn't want to get it blown up, though. Thought about doing a core axe, which might be a lot better. Favor. Oh. I guess it depends on the favor. I'd also be interested in the price. Some people did them at Thrasher. Somebody did them in a Retribution. Hawk. 10 million algos. Naomi. It's just you. Okay. I'll probably skip out on that one. Owing favors always makes my life harder. I try to easy mode as much as possible. Gank the destroyer. So they're saying that it's a lot easier to do them in things like a Thrasher, and that the Korax doesn't do it, but the newts were too much, which makes sense. That's disappointing to hear. The newts are pretty bad. Oh, destroyers do? Really? Hmm. Well, if that's the case... Let me save this. I can go back to modifying because this was, like I said, this was actually pretty decent. I wonder if stuff in high side. Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, might quad leaf. Let's change this to compact. Let's change cap 2. So those are just... Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about the hunt, the hunt combat sites in HiSec. Oh, you know what? I didn't want that to begin with. That's gonna have to go and change into an afterburner. Okay, so that fits there. The power grid doesn't fit. 1 per 5. I could do this. Drop it to a heatsink 2. Cap control 2, and then that would free that up. And could use an aux. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this could actually work. That makes it stable. And then I take that off and I put that on. There we go. Oh, Rick Rikerson. Yelga. I'd X up in local, but then people would probably be like, what's up with this guy? So. There you are. There you go. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I could try to drone boat it in a Dragoon. I thought about that too. Dragoons are... I guess they're not bad. Price-wise. And that, I think I'll probably work on a build for that to have on the side. So this works, and then I could do... The problem is the HP is so low on this. I thought the EHP on the Punisher was higher. Well, I don't need compact anymore. Huh. Okay, let me... Could I fit a second one again? No, okay. It would have to be a couple of extrudeds. Or an extruded in this case. Plates? Okay. Yeah, but if I don't do the 2 rep... Well, I guess that's true. Be putting in... We'll drop this in and see if that changes. For 4.9 seconds. Okay. What makes this thing bricked? Is it because the activation cost is so high? Probably go with an active tank, just because it'll be easier to keep it repaired. So I've got that. The nano pump would increase. What does it increase? Okay, it increases that. So then the only other thing I would need, and the reason why I wanted the extra subsystems or the extra slot was to drop in, not the nano pump, nanobot accelerator. Yeah, to drop down its rep time. Ditch the plates for a membrane. Okay. Yeah, I've got a membrane. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. It doesn't have damage control on it. Even that still brings it down brings it up a heck of a lot higher than it should. And now it's like way over for some reason. So I may have to go with yeah, one extruded. That still brings it up too high. Damage control 1. Nope, that's still gonna be too high. An abyssal heat sink. Actually, I don't know what. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing. Let me see if this changes things. What? There. Okay. Oh wow, that didn't do it. Huh. Well. So you almost need to do, because it does need. It's the CPU that's suffering, so it's the compact. Is it green on fitting room? Oh. Alright, I'll give it a shot. Okay. Well, actually, I could take that off then. Move that over there. And then drop that. So then, I mean, at that point... It works. It's still just got the one low slot. I mean, I could try to go without it. Oh. No. Because the... Let me try taking off the energized, because that actually might be what's... Yeah, that's what's killing it. Where is it? Okay, so that's almost there. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me see. Okay, so that actually does it. Throw on a coating. Yeah. That's what I did. I threw on a multi-spec coating. That gets me back up to 511 HP. Gets me about 3,500 EHP. Kinetic therm. Yeah, I think you're right. I can actually look that up. Yeah, I used to have all of that. So we could just actually, instead of the multi-spec, we could just do a kinetic coating then. I mean, that would give it a nice buff against kinetic damage. So it's a kinetic therm. That actually might make it through. Hey Yelga, do you want this abyssal heatsink back? Because I'm not going to be able to use it. Okay. Thank you for letting me try it. Okay, so I've got all of this. You know, I don't believe I actually need... Let me set this aside. Because I'm probably going to have to pull things off. Let's see. Focus beam. These are dual light beams. Okay. So we will do... Let's do this. It's a really large pile. Dead coating. Oh. A. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. That does... Drops up to 64, so yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Where are you at, Underworld? Where did I have... Didn't I have a... Okay, at 9 jumps. Okay, yeah, if you just want to contract it to me, I can get over there. Believe... I've got coercers, I just don't have any punishers. Okay. The only other thing is gonna be... Grabbing. Cool. All right, thank you. I'll give it a shot. That'll at least up our survivability for sure. So, I didn't fit charges. I need some gleam. And some aurora. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Corpies. Should be the same anyways. Where did... Couldn't be found. Of course it can't be found. There. It was a Corpy C. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. How much are these gonna be? That's fine. Where are these? I may have to go to Jeddah and see what they look like. Prices should be a lot cheaper in Jeddah. I will hide those. I already did that. Okay, let me go grab that. Oh, I forgot to... I forgot to fix up the ship. Got out by the skin of my teeth last time, so... At least I was able to make it out. Yes, I know. I already redeemed it. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, I just barely made it out last time. Like, at the very end. It was not easy. I had to make it out, like, I think it was like in between waves too, so. Excuse me, I was very lucky. I was just a little bit faster on my guns than than the NPCs. Oh, I didn't ping in the Discord channels this time around. You think they're gonna be mad at me, Yelga? Holy Real Pilot's whole tank. You know, there's some. I've heard of people actually just like hull tanking just because they could. I'd love to see ships built with like shield tank and then have this backup hull tank just to really mess with people's heads in PvP, just because I think it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, there's some really daring people that do it, but I don't know that I could, but Ugh. It's getting warmer, so like my allergies are starting to act up too, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time before I'm sneezing and everything. I would love to learn how to hull tank though, like that. It really does sound like a lot of fun. There. Yeah, allergy season is very much here. I had to restart my herbs too because I live, well, you know, out in space. Obviously, I live out here nowhere where there's no sun nearby or no star nearby for the plants to take advantage of light. So I have to go with artificial light, breaking the fourth wall. Showed so I can put in the bug. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's already covered with bugs and bug cruddies. Ugh. It's nasty. I don't like bugs like at all. Like, unfortunately, I'm the guy that usually comes to that gets to come over and stomp on the spiders when the wife needs them stomped. But life of being a dude, I guess. Hi, Misa. I'm glad to see you up and active. How's your head? All right, come on now. Where am I? Okay, well, that's good. Did the cold pack help you out at all? I knew I forgot something. Change that now. I forgot to put my communications device on mute. We don't need all those random notifications of our Dogecoin tanking while we're playing EVE Online. and all my ape and NFTs. Hey Reynard, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. MR, take it back there. There we go. Wow, that thing's going off like crazy now. Yeah. Come on in, take a seat. We have lots of seats. And there's a person I know that likes to bake like cookies and cookie brownies. I usually raid their fridge like on the daily, so have some brownies and stuff. This game is so hard. Well, I mean, it definitely can be. Not gonna lie. Is there anything in particular that you like about it? What drew you in about EVE Online? Hacking. Oh boy. Well, you're in the right place. I have a learning curve. Cause I'm a big exploration guy, actually. It's not specifically what I'm doing right here at the moment, but the explo, jumping into wormholes, that's my thing. That's my jam. I'm actually, I mean, I know you can see the logo up there, in the upper corner. There. But no, I'm actually I'm actually part of the Brave Collective's Corp Spoopy Newbies, which is a wormhole corporation, and we do all the stuff. So there we go. I hope that actually didn't just repeat the same thing. And actually, yeah, it did repeat the same thing. That's so dumb. All right, take it easy, Underworld. 7-0, man. 7-0. Have you gotten used to the hacking minigame, Reynard? It can be a bit tedious, but once you get a pattern down, it actually can go by pretty quick too. So. Traumatized. What happened? Do share your story. I want to hear your content. Times died back to back. Oh, that's no good. I know that's not fun as a new bro, for sure. Are you in a corp or are you or alliance? Where are you going? Sleeper. Oh yeah. That yeah, it's those terms can be kind of confusing, especially in your first day. Blob Corp. We form Blob, probably. Does that sound familiar? Aren't they nullsecers? I think they're nullsecers. PK by gate campers. Yeah. Yeah, if you're out in nullsec, especially low sec nullsec, that happens quite a bit. Died in high sec at Guristas. Oh yeah. Yeah, the probably a diamond rat. Guristas outpost rats are if they're the ones I'm thinking of. Died by PKers again while I'm hacking, yeah. You're doing your hacking out in low and nullsec, aren't you? Tunnel vision person. I am too. Full disclosure, I am too. Thanks for the follow, Renard. um, it's it's a rough world for those of us that get just super ingrained, just engrossed in what we're looking at and what we're doing. Like I had the problem, like I've got ADD, so I'm scatterbrained on everything else except for like the one thing that I'm interested in, and then I get hyper focused, and yeah, that's all she wrote. Misa, my wife, she can tell you, I'm really bad about it, like really, really bad. She calls me out all the time on it. Moving to Abyss Run. Abyssals are fun. Right now. Oh, okay, right now. If you want, what have you done as far as abyssals go? Let me ask you that. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're stepping up. All right then. Take it slow, especially if you don't have a lot of SP. You can work towards T3 abyssal ratting or abyssal runs in a Gila. That's I don't want to say it's passive, but it's very easy to do if you just do gammas in a Gila. It's expensive to get started, but once you get going, it's like really, really easy ISK as long as you don't get got. And that's probably the only thing you need to worry about. And like if you're doing them in high sec, you don't usually get got by anybody that's not willing to lose their ship to begin with. So at least that's a bit of a bonus on that one. Okay, there's that. I need to go to Jeddah. We're gonna go through the Camia because we're smart. A Bazon. A Bazon. Not yet to move T2. Yeah. That's why I was saying, I mean, depending upon the ship you're using, also depends on the abyssal weather. And of course, it depends on your skills as well. Like there's, you know, that kind of thing. If you don't mind me asking, how much SP do you have right now? Algos? Oh, okay. So are you doing... Algos is a destroyer. Kaldari. No. Galante. Oh, you'd probably be doing... Probably not the Enforcer. Huh. $1.4? Okay. Has your corp talked to you about the Magic 14 yet? For your skills? So cute. Okay. Well, just don't forget that there are support skills, so they don't have to be trained right away, like to max. You can train other things in between training them, so you can get to your fun a little bit faster. There's a lot of people out there that like to min max EVE Online, but more to the point, make sure you're having fun with your game. Like as far as the Brave Collective, as far as we're concerned in Brave and Spoopy, our corp, fun per hour is more important than ISK per hour. ISK is important, obviously. You want to be able to have fun, but make sure you're getting your fun, That's kind of what I'm getting at. So train for the things you want to train for, and always have those long support skills ready to be trained when you're maybe not needing to get something more immediate. Because at 1.4 million, you've got a lot of options to get up quickly. And some of those are going to be your support skills. Some of those you kind of have to. You don't have a choice, but others you don't. Like, depends. As your Algos, your Galente. Huh, okay. Did you have some friends that got you into EVE Online? Is that what brought you here? I got this too far back. After burning CPUs. That's good. I would say if you're going to do anything, the top ones you want to focus on, like the ones you want to get to 5 or as close to 5 as you can, depending on if you're alpha or omega. Hang on, I'll set this. We'll do that. That way you can see it a little bit better. CPU management, power grid management, and capacitor management. Those are your top 3. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, hey, that's good. Did you get to see the This Is Eve trailer? Because there's like, it's really old. Okay. Okay. So you're actually in the right place as an alpha player, because that's what I'm doing. Actually, I'm actually right now, this account is Omega'd, but all of the skills that I'm training is going to be about, the max is like 20 million skill points that an alpha can use. You can only train to 5 million, but you can have usable a max of 20 million. And that's what I'm training on this character. So that way, any alphas or new bros can see all the different kinds of things that are out there in the game that can be done. All the different types of fun you can have. No, that's just a part of the series that I'm working on. So, but yeah, make sure you get those 3. So I think you can only train to 4. I think beyond that you can't train. These are all mega skills. Maybe it's 3. On CPU management. But yeah, train them up as much as you can. Those 3 are actually going to help you out with your ship fitting skills. And then work on your other stuff. And that'll actually go a long way for you in fitting out your ships. And make sure that as an alpha, you only focus on the guns and the ship that like your race is geared towards. I wouldn't try to hop around too much unless you plan on going Omega at a later date, because you could actually shoot yourself in the foot with your limitation on skill points at the moment. Unless you can get a hold of like the 50,000 that you get as an alpha, like the daily alpha injectors. We made it. We got through low sec, folks. Woohoo! Right now, I'm working on getting that Punisher set up for the Abyss sites. Not the Abyss, sorry. The Guristas event sites. It's actually a modified Amar Punisher from the Abyss. Slightly edited. Slightly. Didn't lose it, did I? No, it's right here. Okay, good. I need to check on Titan ship. What corpors have them? Yeah, those Titans are amazing. That takes a long time to train, I can tell you that. Titans are interesting because there's like a lot of Titans are very, from what I've heard from other Titan pilots, Titans are very use case specific. And so like aside from like the cap battles, like you can't rat with it. You can use the Titan to to jump other people. Oh, they baited PK. Okay, yeah, that's probably true. It depends on the op. I mean, but yeah, I've heard of stuff like that, but 9 times out of 10, I've just seen them just kind of sitting around with their Titans and just using them as jumpers. So, not that it's bad, it's just not what you would expect when you finally get to getting a Titan. Like, this is big behemoth, cost billions of ISK to actually have, and then what happens? You know, they just rarely used in combat. Like, that's one of the good and bad things about like a huge nullset corp is that your cap fights are few and far in between. But you've also got like you can get some smaller stuff. No, I mean don't take it from me because I'm actually a subcap guy. I don't own or have any training in any capital ships, so I mean it really depends. I remember one time back when I was in a nullset corp over in Dronelands years before I joined Brave. We were roaming around in Algoses. Actually, there was like 10 of us roaming around in Algoses just because we could. And we ran across this group that was just jumping around in some big ships. And we bat phoned Horde. And Horde dropped like 3 Titans on this guy and used these guys, I think it were like 3 or 4 of them. And used like yeah, drones fleet. it was a lot of fun. Yeah, they dropped these Titans on him and they used their Doomsdays and just obliterated these capital ships. And it was like, oh, you know, the first time you see it, you see the Doomsday in action, you're like, wow, that's freaking cool. And then you get 50 of them on grid and they all use their Doomsdays at the same time and your computer lags and you have to wait like 5 hours for it all to process. It's terrible. So, I mean, it sucks, but it's pretty cool too at the same time. That's all. But yeah. Am I not in the right one? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm in Business Tribunal. Oopsie. I need to be in Jetta Trade. I know where I'm going, I promise. Goes to the wrong station. I'm not looking at the map upside down. It's totally that way.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
It's unleashed. Yeah. Map is sideways. Yeah. It's a good thing about a phone's GPS. If you turn it sideways, the phone just orients the screen so you don't have to worry about holding the map sideways. The map is always right. Alright, let's see if I can buy everything now. Oh, it didn't update. That sucks. Oh, it's still 15 million. Wow. Okay. 10 million. Could do this. Could drop these and just use the beam lasers that we've got. Yeah, that would work. That would give me the chance to get everything else. Because I didn't really needed the cap control circuit, but I don't really need it at the same time. Try this. Of course it's not compatible. I'm not in the ship. Okay. That's okay. I'll go with these. Now let's go back to Amar. And while I'm here, make sure that I don't have... Just out of curiosity. Okay, I can't sell that for that right away. I'd have to wait. But yeah, the... Well, if you use... Are you talking about the leech? You're talking about the Hornet combat drones, right? Because for some reason in my head it's only coming up as EC 300s. But you're talking about the lights. The Hornet ones. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, just kind of hold them there with NOSes or... Buffering so bad. Sorry. Part of that I think is me. I'm in Jitta. It should clear up as soon as I leave Jitta. Assuming it's not our internet. Could have also hit a bad spot. Let me see. No, this is actually doing okay. I certainly hope. They're very fast drones. Yeah, hard to hit. Yeah, my brain was only telling me the EC 300s, the ECM Hornets, but I mean, I know that I double checked it. Yeah, I've got the other ones too, so. Super for sale. What an interesting name and local. Occasionally you run across these strange names. Some of it also depends too, Reynard, about like the use case. Because sometimes Hornets aren't actually your best one. In a lot of PvP cases, you might actually be better off using like the Warriors, which are the Minmatar ones. So, oh, Nightbot, why don't you show the other one? Because like, I know I was always told use Warrior ones if you're doing PvP, just because they're actually faster than the Hornets. You want to use the Infiltrators, the Amar ones, if you're doing PvE, more so in a lot of cases. So, I mean, it really just depends though, because like, also if you're out there doing the ratting sites in nullsec, depending upon where you're at in nullsec, you might not want to do now there's a whole lot of people here. Nope. All of them are light drones. You've got, because all the light scout drones you can use as an alpha. Acolyte, Hobgoblin, Hornet, Warriors. Oh, did I say infiltrators? My bad. acolytes, but the infiltrator is mediums. They're the mediums. You don't actually need to be Omega to use Infiltrator 1s. You do, however, to use Infiltrator 2s. Infiltrator 2s require you to be an Omega. That being said, if you do go tech, or if you do go to mediums, you could use like augmenteds, or you could even use the faction. Like in this case, would be the Imperial Navy infiltrators. They're not locked behind Omega, and you can utilize them. They're more expensive, but in some cases they're better than the default base ones. So it really just depends on the use case in that one. But if you're ratting, for instance, you want to pick the drone that actually does the damage types that hurt the rats you're fighting. You'll actually clear the sites a little bit quicker. It actually does help you out. So it it depends. It's like medium, like you've got the lights, which are good for fighting frigates and destroyers. The mediums are usually what you want to use to fight against cruisers, um, and cruisers and like battle cruisers, things like that. I believe heavies can be used against battleships, um, but it's not quite as cut and dry as that. So I mean, because like for PvP, it's different than it is for PvE. Like PV in PvP, you generally want to you can throw out some mediums. They'll have good enough tracking, especially if you're using like the Minmatar medium drones, and they'll have enough tracking that it won't matter. But if you're using something like any kind of heavies against, say, a frigate in PvP, that's not going to be a good option. Um, so it really is use case based, and it's something that you learn over time. Since you're only 6-7 days in, like it might even be a little bit more. It's like, use case is very specific in some cases, so it just might be more than like what you've seen so far. So, and everything is experience and trial and error in this game. Like it's very, it's very what fits for you. You may find out that now that you've gotten into abyssals, you really like abyssals, and that's all you run for like the next year is abyssals. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are some people that absolutely can't stand abyssals, for instance. If I was like when I run T2, T3 abyssals in the Gila, you actually want to use medium drones because you get a bonus for that. Even though the mediums are a little bit slower generally, the Gila actually gives bonuses to medium drones, but you can only use 2 as a Gila pilot. So there's that too. Like more cheaper drones for now. 40 mil. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I've got 2 ISK to my name now. I got 1 million. So, well, at least on this character. I'm not that bad off, but yeah, on this character, he's pretty bad off. Where are we at? We're just about to Omar. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you're a little bit low on ISK, you definitely want to stay on the cheaper side and try to kind of ISK up a little bit better. Try to get yourself a nest egg of like maybe 150 mil if you can. Um, Exploration is the best way to do it by far, at least for me. Abyssals are another really good way, especially if you're getting into T1s. Um, let me dock up. I don't know if you've seen it. But in case you haven't, there you go. Use that site that shows you fits that should work well with abyssals, with different weathers, what types of average income you can expect per site, so you can kind of guesstimate your per hour just based on certain factors. Yeah, T0s are very consistent income, uh, especially like with your skill set right now. That's exactly where you want to be at. So, but that site will definitely help you out. Um, close. Okay, let's go back to Blap. We'll yank these off. Go back. Change this to Smack. Just to have a name there. And let's get this thing fit out. Let's put that there. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't have to buy that. Yes. Good. Put in the multi-frequencies. Drop those in there. Okay, so that puts us... Well, certainly could be worse. Tracking isn't the greatest. I like it. This should work out. All right, let's go find us a hunt site. Oh, there's some Gleam and some Aurora. Even better. Group the guns. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, let's see what we can do. All right. Small pulse laser spec. It's done in 3. Okay, so from here... Oh, Nightbot. It likes to hurt me. All right. Well. Let's go to combat anomalies. There's already a hunt outpost here, but I bet someone's already doing it. There is one, however, in Bizabia. There. Do it. Nightbot. Okay. Let's go see what we can find out. Actually, I wonder why that says 54. I'm pretty sure that's not correct. Pretty sure the follower goal is actually a little bit higher than that. Guristas hunt. Let's go make sure that we're not going to run into anybody doing this site and accidentally make them upset with us.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Warp drive active.
Okay, so here we go. We are going to give this a try. Now, this is slightly more advanced for those of you that are alpha players. But at the very least, it'll give us hopefully a pretty high level view of how this works. Remember, we got webbers, we got scrammers, we got neuters. Got quite a bit of capacitors, so we might actually be okay. We're not dual repping, so. All right, here we go. Wow. And of course, there's that too. Come on, lock it up. Whew, man. Heavy. Switch out. There we go. That's what I want to see. That's some good damage right there. Let's take care of the kestrels. And then we'll take care of as many of the condors as we can possibly grab. Well, so far we're holding up okay. Our tank is breaking. However, we are succeeding. Take on some more condors. Okay, so the Imperial Navy multi-frequency seems to be doing a better job than the Gleam, which is slightly more. It's actually a little bit surprising. So it might mean that there's something in the setting or in the attributes on that I'm not currently aware of, which is fine. Like, that's just to be expected. And then there's a cormorant there. Okay, this tank actually held up pretty good. So that's wave one. Did a pretty darn good job. Switch back to Gleam. Actually, no, let's stick with the Imperial multi-frequency. All right. Here they come. Gosh. Talk about getting hammered. Whew. Come on, ship. Don't fail me now. All that damage against me. Take on as much as I possibly can. Although this armor repper is holding up quite nicely. I'm very happy about that. There goes the Griffin. And now I'm losing capacitor.
The capacitor is empty.
Okay.
The capacitor is empty.
Well, at least I didn't need. So that's the only real downside, is that this this thing is still losing capacitor at a pretty horrible rate. Let's take care of one of these guys. And let's let that capacitor regen a little bit. Oh, they're not going to give me the chance. That's lovely. Okay, so there's a worm, a blackbird, and a Korax now. With a retribution in here. Okay. So either he's going to stay. I think I haven't used my key. And there's a Synesis in here. Alright, I'm not sticking around if that's the way this is gonna go. Hey, you can just deal with it. Oh, I guess he didn't have any plans to stay. Perfect.
Warp drive active.
Go back and finish it. Carl, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And also welcome to the channel.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, they both left. Okay. We'll go finish it up. It's very nice of them. Good. Best to have something right away to shoot. Good. Right, go ahead and activate that again. believe this was actually wave 3, so we're getting close to that singular rat, which gave us trouble last time. We'll see if this abyssal armor rep does its thing, and either I'll get mad at Yelgub and I'll let him know later, or I won't. Oh. It's odd. Is my heating on? No, my overload's not on. Beam. Oh, that's right, because the hull was damaged on that ship previously. Okay. Well, that's fine. I can't overheat anyways. I don't actually have that skill trained. All right, here we go. This is going to be getting close to the moment of truth here. There it is, the automated VHF. Let's be within 32, and here it is. All right, so far so good. He's a neuter. We're tanking him. Also good. Where did my gate go? There it is. Okay, so far so good. All right. We've made it to round 2, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. We're going to go ahead and orbit this one. And we're going to take care of the jackdaw. There we go. And we're just going to start taking care of all this stuff. That's a lot of damage on this thing. It's holding up pretty good, though. It's not going to be holding up for very long. Hey, how's it going, Yelga? Tomato soup sounds really good. Don't give Misa any ideas. She's gonna make me wanna, or she's gonna make me make it. I don't want to make tomato soup tonight. Oh no. I can't warp off either. This is not good. Ah! Shoot. I can't do anything. Okay, so I'll make a note. Yeah. That didn't go over well. All right, let's see here. Yeah, the armor repper dropped. So did the kinetic coating. It did work out up until the final room. So it looks like we're not going to be able to cheap out on these in any capacity or sense of the word. So let's do this. Let's go back out of there. Yep. I got roasted. That's all right. It was a test anyway. We did get to the last room, so I mean, that's definitely an improvement over how it was previously. Pretty happy with those results. We're gonna set Desto and head back. Let's see here. Where was I at? I'm at 8.2 million. Now, to be fair, I mean, hey, welcome back, Reynard. To be fair, the Jackdaw's a little hard to take in a Punisher, and then you've got all those towers around you too doing things. So it's really just based on some of those, like just some of those factors. Granted, I think that's where Underworld was talking about earlier with the Dragoon. If we were to go to the route, if we were to go through the route of going to a Dragoon, you'd have a little bit more tank, a little bit more EHP, but you'd want to fit it up with, because it's more of a drone boat than anything else. Like you actually expect to utilize the drone bonus specifically. It's the energy NOS and neutralizers don't actually matter in that. If I were going to fit it out, let's start with the lows actually, because you'd want to do. And this thing's actually got more shield kinetic resist. So that's probably what you'd want to do, is more shield related. Just so you can take advantage of that. So you could do something like damage control 2 to buff that. Oh, cool. Got bounties. could do some drone upgrades. I believe as an alpha, you have to either stick with the DDA or the AE-TAC-K. You might just do a couple of those. These are Guristas. They do kinetic therm, which means they're big. What they get hurt by is more kinetic, and I think that's the hobgoblins. Where was that? Oh, it was here somewhere. There it is. That's thermal. Okay, hobs are thermal, which means it's hornets. Hornets are kinetic. Yeah, so you do hornets. And as a backup, you could probably bring along some hobs. And then you could bring up another round of hornets just in case. But essentially you would take them. See, hornets are up there. So your offensive power is already at 160 PS. So it's actually kind of low in that case. But you'd probably want to augment with missile. I wouldn't know what else to... Well, I'd keep the low slot open, just in case. Actually, we go to the mediums. Back into propulsion, afterburner. We could do a compact afterburner, and then we could do... shield. It actually would be better to do extenders, do a buffer fit. Maybe grab a couple of regoliths. That way. And then in the highs, turrets and launchers. Missile launchers. You probably want to do lights. Because I don't think you can fit rapid lights. Rapid lights are, yeah, they're too much. So I'd do arbalests. Probably about like that. Your power's already over, so we'll correct that here in a minute. Since your power's already over, you probably want to do power diagnostic. Does that help the shield? Yeah. But it also puts the CPU over. So does that. Okay, so yeah, I would just do a flux coil. Oh wow, it wouldn't matter. Okay, well, let's just do a power diagnostic. Let's do a Mark 1 compact. And then we can focus on using the rigs. And we... Oh, now that light decides to kick on. Okay. Engineering, we would have to start there. And get a processor overclocker. And then we could focus on doing shield rigs. And we could do something like... kinetic reinforcers. Oh, I got mediums. That's why it's not working. So we could do that. Give us 73% kinetic. We wouldn't have to worry about our cap necessarily, because our cap's good. And then from there, we could just do charges. And I'm not sure why I didn't do tech 2. I did tech 1. So we would probably want to do Scourge or kinetics. So we could do some Scourge lights. Which would get you 286 HP volley. That could help. Indonesia. I'm actually from America. I'm in Kansas right now. I'm officially I'm from Maryland, the East Coast side of America. But I'm just I've been living here in Kansas for like almost 18 years. Actually, almost 19. So technically, I guess I can say I'm from Kansas now. I probably do Caldari Scourge. No, those actually don't give you as much. It's just doing Scourge lights. So your only problem with these would be the flight range is 29 kilometers, which isn't a problem since the rats come up on you directly. You can only hold 40, and I believe the recharge on the arbalests are rate of fire is 11 seconds. So yeah, it's night. It's actually 9:30. So here for me. Oh, that's why that is. Where's the reload? There it is. Reload time's 10 seconds. So it's not bad. You do quite a bit of damage, and most of your damage is going to be reliant upon the drones anyways. The drones are going to keep them occupied. So this would be a good, and 9.8 million ISK isn't bad to try. I'll probably actually save this fitting. Inside concept. That way, we can try it later. But for right now, I actually need to get this guy's stuff back to Samela. Okay. I'm not going that route. Oh yeah, I never did say how many was on the server. 16.9k are logged in. But yeah, it's night, so it's actually pretty late. I mean, it's not technically late for me. At my day job, I actually work until 1 a.m., so it's like, technically speaking, it's a little past lunchtime for me, as far as all my stuff is concerned. How my time clock works. So, hopefully. Okay, hopefully I got taken care of. I prefer wormholes. You could do either. It depends on the time of day. If you want a quieter experience, I would go into wormholes just about any time of the day. And I mean, there are a couple ways you can do wormhole exploration. You can either do it solo, which ultimately it is kind of a solo experience, or you can do it with the help of a corp. If you Right, exactly. And Yelgub is right on that. Guristas and Sancha space is best as far as like, especially if you're doing relic can hacking. Because generally you don't want to go for the data sites unless you're doing the drone lands. drone lands have nothing but data sites anyways, so. Not at the pirate ones. So like if you run into, say, Angel Monument site or actually, you know what, this will be a little bit easier to do. Let me actually switch back. And I will show you. There is a site, and I will go ahead and I'll drop it in chat as well. This right here, if you're doing actual wormhole crabbing, this will show you what sites to look for. So like you've got Forgotten Perimeter, so anything that says Forgotten or Unsecured are gonna have enemy NPCs at the sites. But as far as like doing your Explo, so I can bring it up from the EVUNI site. We're looking data sites, pirate sites. And I'll give you that link too. And EVE University is a great site to go to in general. They have a lot of information. But essentially you're looking for central and then some kind of a faction. So like you see central Guristas data something, and that'll be safe to go to. Other than worrying about players camping the site, you don't have to worry about NPCs or rats. Same on the relic site side. Ruined Angel, ruined Sancha, you know, so on and so forth. That kind of thing. If you ever run across sleeper areas, I would stay away from those. So it's like superior sleeper cache. Those ones you're going to want to stay away from. Limited, standard, or superior. Right. And when you scan it to 100% or you scan it close to, then it shows you. Let's see here. So like on your probe scanning, and I was doing a little bit of this in a few streams back, and I've got it, so I do have it on my VODs. You can always kind of pop back in there and skim around. And I do intend on making YouTube videos in depth about this kind of thing in the near future. But yeah, like Yelga said, once you scan to 100%, it should say the entire name. You know, you'll get, where is it? Because it's at a certain, this might be it.
Well, hey guys,
Oh.
welcome to.
Nope, not that one. I mean, once you scan it to 100%, it will show you for sure, and you'll get a link that you can right click and scan out. Once I get to Samela, I think I had my scanning ship at Samela. No, I just got transport. Actually, I'll just take my happy little butt over. That's kind of what I was thinking. Anything that has a pirate name in it, Reynard, has there we go. We'll pop that back over there. Hey, Carl. Welcome to the stream. Oh, yeah, that's right. You recently followed. I could have sworn that the name popped up at like 90 or 80%. Let me get back over to Jada. That's where I actually have my scanning magnate right now. And we can kind of test that out a bit. Yeah, it does give you more of the name. Yelga is right though. You like the first 20%. I think after you get the first 20%, it actually tells you, "Hey, here I am." Yeah, this is what I am. And then like at 50%, I think it tells you a little bit more. Let's see if I can just find it. Exit those. So you want to bookmark your entrance or your exit essentially. So you just right click the site in your overview. Like let's say I wanted to bookmark Rami, I'd right click it and then click save location and it brings you up a bookmark screen. And you can label it whatever you want and then you can choose when it expires and then hit submit and that saves it over here in your people and places, which if you haven't set up your sidebar, that's actually going to be in your Neocom menu and personal, people and places. And then you're going to go to the locations tab right here. And that's where you're going to have your personal locations and any shared locations you've got. Just like that. So like in this case, I've got an abyssal spot set up in Samela. Just a nice little safe that I've made for myself to run abyssals in, so I don't have to worry as much about being scanned down and potted, or well, potted, ganked. Not that it really matters if you're doing T0s, but just that extra level of precaution, especially in EVE Online, makes you feel a little bit safer, even if it's just an illusion. I still haven't fixed this ship. What is wrong with me? Yeah, so. And if you want to fill this out, by the way, just go into anywhere that you want that link. And like in personal, people and places, you can right click that and you can click add shortcut. That adds it automatically here, and then you can click on it and you can drag it wherever you want. And that actually helps you kind of flesh out your overview. The overview that I'm using right here is one that somebody gave me while I was on stream. It was actually Underworld. they gave me this overview, and it's really nice. For beginners, I do recommend the ZTAC S overview, and you can actually find their chat channel in game and automatically apply it to your game. Let's see here. I've got it right here. ZTAC S overview. And you can join that immediately just by typing it at the top and then clicking join. And in there is all the instructions on how to actually install that overview into your own, install those links into your overview so you can start using it right away. And that's why you see things, occasionally you'll probably see me click over here and I'll choose different things. Mine looks different because I'm using somebody else's, but like the ZS overview has a whole list of things for your directional scanner. So it's just kind of however you want to set it up. Yelga, I'm feeling the need to make a video on the overview. Oh, look. They've been setting up pretty nicely with sinos and everything. That's cool, I think. They've been busy.
Warp drive active.
Cola Stargate construction monument. But yeah, Yelga, maybe I need to make that video. Put it out there.
Warp drive active.
I guess Yelga fell asleep on me. Oh well.
Warp drive active.
Yep. If you go into nullsec, I'll show you here in just a second, actually.
Drive active.
So that's kind of an interesting thing, too. If you look at the map in a high-level view here, and you have use this gear icon and you color it by security status, it shows you the security status of all the stars in kind of a color-coded way. Your greens, your yellows, your blues are your high security, and we usually call that anywhere from 1.0 to 0.5. Some people consider 0.7 to 0.5 mid-sec, although as far as game mechanics goes, that actually doesn't make a difference. So when you go to 0.4 to 0.1, that's all low sec, with 0.1 being the lowest of the low sec. So like you've got let me go to somewhere that most people actually kind of know a little bit better. Like you've got places in Metropolis. You know, this is 0.3. Metabur is 0.3. Let's see if I can find. Yep. And Carl is right. Honestly, once you live the wormhole life, going back to high sec is almost impossible. Like here's Akio, you know, and Pala. I don't recommend going to Pala unless you want to die by Horde, because they own LXQ and they love to gank people. But as you can see right here, LXQ2 TAC T is a negative 0.1. Well, I mean, if you're, you know, if you're part of their alliance, they wouldn't kill you, but, you know. Right. There is a drastic difference in safety. And if you look, like 0 TAC L J 0Q here, this is 0.0. And it actually goes lower than that. You've got -6 right here. You can go to all the way to -1.0, and actually every single wormhole, if I'm not mistaken, is -1.0 on the security status. And it's just once you hit 0, the only difference at that point, it becomes what they call true sec. Yep. Carl's right. True sec is a little bit more for null secers specifically. They have the ability to let's go to a brave system. It's going to be better if I just show a brave system in this case. Let's see here. QTAC 5. Here we go. So no, Brave doesn't have any true sec. I think there are a few deep in drone lands. There's obviously a couple in Goon Space. You know, well, whatever, right? So QTech 5 is one that Brave owns, and if you look here, this is where after you get past 0 security status, this is where it matters. Their military and industry index is what essentially drives their content. The industry index allows them to build better and better things out there in nullsec with better and better structures. The military index specifically allows you to find better and better ratting sites, or combat sites as they're called. They're the little green sites in the overview that, and I can show you here in a second because I just need to switch out. Did I? Does this one fit? Yeah, it is. Okay. These are relic and data ones. The micro warp. Okay, that's okay. Let's head over to Samela. From here, should be an easier jump. It's not an easier jump. Why in the world am I going to 3 low sec systems? I don't want to do that. Let's do something leagues more interesting. Let's go see how close we are to a Thera hole. Oh, it sounds scary at first, but if you're doing it with a team, even as an inexperienced person, it's really easy. Like, oh, that's a low sec connection. This one's a high sec though. This one's also low sec. Wow, a lot of these are just like really far out there. All right, maybe I won't then. Let me set this. I'm sorry, once I get to the Simela strip, we can go from there. Yep, we can go into a wormhole with the team. There is a there's a lifespan limit and there's a mass limit for wormholes. Yep. We won't let Yalga go. Don't let him fool you. We actually told him you have to stay. We're holding your capital ship hostage. So Yalga doesn't get his capital ship until he's finished with Spoopy. Until Spoopy leadership decides to give it to him. It could be another 50 years. Right, Yalga? Well... Oh, they didn't tell you? Forget I said anything. Reynard, that was something that I ran into a problem with myself. Sometimes it can take a bit to find the right corp to fit into. That's typically why I prefer to kind of guide / push / shove people in the direction of Brave, because Brave is a super inclusive alliance. You can join any corp that kind of fits your playstyle within Eve that's in Brave, and there's almost a corp for that, right? Like, because and like I said, it's an inclusive culture. They're very open to both helping, listening, assisting in all sense of the manner. Spoopy is no different. Spoopy emulates a lot of that. We're just wormholers. I guess you could say we crash on Brave's couch as far as the alliance thing is concerned, but thank you, Yugab. I need to make that into a hot word. But yeah, essentially, Brave is a great place to be. And the best thing about Brave, you can join the High Sec Corp or the Null Sec Corp, and there's no pressure either way, no matter what you do or where you want to go. You're going to find assistance from the dojo. The dojo is there to assist new bros. Much like how my stream is here to show new bros and alpha players how to play their game and how to find enjoyment out of their game, the dojo is there to assist people with ships they can fly, skill plans, training plans so they can fly said ships, ways they can improve, ways they can contribute should they feel they want to, and just have a better game, have a much better game. And then on the Spoopy side, once we're finally set up, yeah, and that's part of it too. On the Spoopy side, we have what's called a day trip program, which will likely get reinstated once we finally get back to a home. You know, I might actually talk to Ed about some things. I have an idea, Yoga. But once we finally get a permanent home, we allow people to come in and day trip and live inside of our wormhole with us, see if they like the wormhole life. They get the benefit of being with an established corporation that knows what it's doing, that knows how to help players along. There's things for players of all skill levels to go, from like the 3 million all the way on up to the 120 million skill point players. There's always something for you to do, always something for you to help with. There's always a way to make ISK right away. So there's a lot of benefit, like a lot of benefit to joining in with Brave. just because of that. And as far as the playtime goes, Reynard, I feel ya. Before I started streaming and I got like a set schedule, my playtime was all over the place. Anytime after 10 o'clock at night, my central time. So like 10 to 2, 10 to 3, something like that. It was, and there was almost nobody on. So that's almost the Australian time zone. Um,
Warp drive active.
so if you said you're in Indonesia, right? Let me scroll up a bit. Well, I know it was there. I think you said Indonesia. Randoms? Okay. Well, I'll be darned. Same time as Jakarta. I don't actually know who that is.
Warp drive active.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Um, what is the +7? Is that? Oh yeah, now it plays. That's dumb. Thanks, Nightbot. Um, I'm gonna yell. I'm just gonna start punching my bot before the night's out. Um, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what general play time zone that is. Is that late US or is that Australian time zone? Because like in Eve, we tend to break things up into you got the EU time zone, you got the US time zone, um, and then you've got like the time zone where like you got the Russian time zone, and it's kind of Russian on and Australian are kind of really closely linked. So if that makes any sense. So, so I'm trying to think of. Okay, yeah. So the Australian time zone is the one where I think most most alliances suffer the most in, unfortunately. We do have a few that play in the Australian time zone, like in Spoopy in general. I know of at least two I sometimes will pop on, but it just depends. So, um, but yeah, so We're still pretty far away.
Warp drive active.
But if you play later on in that time zone, I believe you actually brush into the EU time zone, or the early EU, depending upon how you do it. Sometimes that can be more difficult, especially depending upon how your schedule goes. And that's kind of the big drawback, and you're gonna find that with a lot. Hey, Scarecrow, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the group.
Warp drive active.
Give me just a second. I gotta type something out, guys.
Warp drive active.
Sorry it took me so long to respond to you, Yelga. I was doing a thing. All right, let's see here.
Warp drive active.
Potato phone. That's okay. Eve can be played on a potato. And actually, I think if you're Omega, you can play it in a browser now, too. So that's pretty good.
Warp drive active.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, Steam's a good place to start. That's where Eve's getting a lot of coverage right now. So, like, it's good to see a lot of people coming in, no matter where it's from. Steam, the launcher itself, wherever. So, and don't forget, you can make a bunch of different accounts. You don't have to stay with like the same account. The only problem is if you ever Omega and you want to Omega those other accounts, it costs the same amount of money per account.
Drive
Um, which really sucks, and it can get really money sinky. But there's also ways, like if you get really into the game and you end up playing hardcore and like that becomes your flavor of life. You can essentially do what's called plexing your account, where you can play for free as long as you're making the ISK. But try not to do that, because you can burn yourself out real quick. That would be bad. So, oh. All right, guys. Well, at this point, we've actually hit beyond our time to be active, so I do need to head off for the night. Um, Reactors are fully charged. They are screaming at me, as is my wife and my space cats. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, even though I haven't quite made it to Samela. I'll be back on again Thursday. Go team, and we'll go through some more stuff. It was very nice seeing everybody. Thank you all for the follows and support. And remember, if you want to check out more of my content, even though I haven't posted anything recently, you can check out my link tree in the description. By Carl. My link tree has everything. It has my TikTok, my Twitter, my YouTube, where I post my VODs as well. And I also have a Facebook there for a Facebook page. So if you want to just keep up with all the content, feel free to like, follow, anything free. I'm not personally going to sleep. I gotta go do stuff with the wife, because she's hollering at me. She's telling me that things need to be done, and then I need to help Spoopy with a super spoopy secret operation. So, but yeah, feel free to check out my link tree. I've got all my socials for Eclipsed Frontiers, our overarching ecosystem of space gaming. Yeah, spoopy operations. Somewhat secret, yeah. I mean, there's ISK involved for sure. Like, there's ISK on the field that's being, we got things to worry about. Yeah, this Misa doesn't nag too hard. She's a good wifey. Yeah, that one. Yeah, but it sets up things down the road. So, but at any rate, guys, you all take it easy. I'll see you in the verse.